Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel. So if you don't know me, I'm Tammar, like tomorrow, but Tammar. And today's video is going to be a story time about when this guy was dating me and I had no idea. So if you would like to hear the story, then just keep on watching. So when I was 15, I had a really good friend and her name was Lisa. Me and Lisa, we were 3 years apart and we went to separate schools, but we knew each other because of our family. Even though she was 3 years older and went to a separate school, we hung out all the time. We became really close, and Lisa had a really good friend, and her name was Carla. And they were both really close. They had known each other for a really long time, and I got to know Carla a little bit because we would hang out, all three of us, a couple times. And so Lisa was going to turn 18, and obviously 18 was a big thing for her, so she decided to throw a hotel party in which she invited all her friends. So I had never really met all her friends other than Carla. And I guess Carla had a brother, and his name was Mark. So Mark was there at the party as well. So for me, it's very easy to interact with other people. I consider myself a very friendly person, so it was really easy for me to get along with everyone. And so I made a couple friends at the party, and I became friends with Mark as well, because I don't remember how it came up, but I guess we started talking about how I liked to write, and he's like, oh my god, I like to write music, and I thought it was really cool, and I think he thought it was really cool that I like to write too, because as a writer, like, I feel like I don't really meet other people who like to write as well, especially guys, so I thought that was really interesting, and I think he felt the same way. So at the end of the night, we ended up exchanging numbers, and we would text each other, like, every now and then. Like, he would text me his lyrics, and I would text him my poems. And we would just tell each other, like, oh, yeah, that sounds good, or you should write this instead. Just little things like that. And I didn't think anything of it, because to me, like, he was just my friend, and he was getting inspiration from me, and I was getting inspiration from him. And it was just, like, we were both helping each other out. So like I said, I didn't really think anything of it. But as time went on, I could tell that Mark felt a lot closer to me because he would start telling me about his problems and when he was feeling down. And so I remember one specific time I was at school and he messaged me. And he was like, I'm so frustrated, like I really like this girl, but my family just doesn't approve of it. And like all this stuff, like he's like, they always get into my life and it's so frustrating. And I tried to make him feel better, and I was like, yeah, like, you're right, like, if you really like this girl, like, it's none of their business, and they should just be happy for you. Like, at the end of the day, like, it's you who's gonna date this girl and not them. And so he's like, yeah, you're right. And so that conversation ended, and I didn't think anything of it. I was just like, cool, like, I'm happy, like, he feels better, and so I continued my day. A couple days later, I go on Facebook, and I have a message from Carla, his sister. In the message, it says, can you please not have a thing with my brother? It's starting to cause a lot of problems in our family. And I'm just sitting there like, what? And in the message, it says, my mom doesn't think you're good for him because you're a lot younger, and it's really starting to cause issues, so can you please just leave us alone? And I was just sitting there like shook as fuck because I'm over here giving this guy advice about some girl, and apparently the girl was me, and I had no idea. So at the end of the message, it said, can you please not tell my brother that I messaged you? So I'm like, bitch, you thought? So obviously I messaged him because I wanted to know what the heck was going on, because apparently he was dating me, and I didn't know we were dating. So I messaged him, and I was like, hey, like, your sister just messaged me and told me not to have a thing with you. I have no idea what's happening. And he's like, are you kidding me? Like, they always do this. They always try and get into my life. And he's just, like, freaking out. Like, he's really mad. And while he's mad, I'm over here like, what the fuck? I'm just sitting here because I was thinking, like, a couple of days ago, I was literally giving him advice about some girl. And apparently the girl was me. And he was telling me, like, I feel like I put everything together. Like, everything just made sense. And so, later, a day later, I get a message from his sister. And his sister is like, are you kidding me? I literally told you not to message my brother and tell him that I messaged you. And I was like, honestly, I needed to message him because I had no idea what was happening. Me and your brother don't have a thing. We talk every now and then, but I don't have a thing with him. I don't even like him. I don't feel that way towards him. So I have no idea why you're messaging me this. And at this point, like, I was mad because his sister was giving me attitude when it wasn't even my fault. Like, if anything, like, she should have talked to her brother first, because apparently he thought we were dating, but I didn't know. And I didn't even feel that way towards him. When I would text him, it was like, oh, like, it was just as friends. Like, I was like, oh, cool, like, I like your lyrics. But it went nothing further than that. And I think he misunderstood my friendliness for me liking him. But even if I did like him, like, that doesn't automatically mean that we're dating. Like, never did he, like, ask me out. Never did he tell me he liked me. He would just tell me about this girl, and I would give him advice every now and then. But never did I think that girl was me. Like, I'm flattered, but still, I was just so shook. So I ended up not talking to him anymore. I would still, like, every now and then, like, I had him on Instagram. I would like his stuff every now and then, but I just felt very uncomfortable. I felt uncomfortable because his sister gave me attitude, and I felt like she didn't like me anymore. So I just stopped talking to both of them because I was like, I don't need any drama. Honestly, this is just really uncomfortable because now I feel like an asshole because apparently he thought we were dating and I had no idea.